With Lupin's words as a signal, we quickly board the ornithopter. Well managed to get on, but it's so cramped.
おい、なんだよこの狭さは。
こいつは本来一人乗りなの。
Yeah, really.
二人でやっとなんだから三人じゃ狭いに決まってんじゃん。
今から3人乗りに改造とかは。
No!
無茶言うなよ。
You too, stop shoving. You'll melt if you touch my skin.
おっと、そうだった。ほら、仲良く座ろうぜ、ルパン。
まあ確かにふざけてる場合じゃねえし。インピ、出発だ。
あいよ、しっかり捕まっときな。めくるめく空の旅、2名様ご案内。
The machine shoots off out a blast of steam and its wings begin to flap. Suddenly the machine lifts off the ground. It's flying. Impy, it's flying! The wings start going faster and faster with tremendous force. It's going to be really hard, though, to actually get lift.
こいつは飛行機械で、それを作ったのが世界一の天才技師インピーさんとクリア。飛ばないわ。
Despite his confidence, the machine suddenly tips, nearly throwing us out into the air. Lupin reacts quickly and grabs me.
おいおい、インピ、もうちょっとバランス取れて。列車に行く前に俺たちが落ちるだろう
Maybe if your
が。
fat ass wasn't on this thing, it would be fine.
仕方ないだろう。何度も言うけど、この機体は一人乗りなの。スピードが出れば安定するから、それまで頑張ってよ。
I'm hanging on.
行くぜ。
With Impy's shout, the ornithopter picks up speed. It flies through the air, cutting through the night sky at great speed.
へえ、今日はこのポンコツもまともじゃねえか。
Rude.
ポンコツ言うな。インピーさんの作る機械はいつだってド安定してんだよ。
I wouldn't call this incredibly stable, but for now the ornithopter is traveling at an unbelievable rate. It shouldn't take us long to catch up with the train. I catch sight of the railway below us. Then I see a lone rail car sitting by itself on the tracks.
おう、あんなもんがここで見つかるってことは、襲撃チームはうまくやったってわ
Means
け
it
だ。
didn't fail immediately.
なあ、見てえだな。俺たちも後に続くぞ。
However, only a short time later, Lupin and Saint Germain's prediction is unfortunately true. The weather suddenly takes a turn for the worse, and a forceful wind hits us. My sense of equilibrium is thrown off because of the intense turbulence.
こんな。
Impy desperately tries to control the ornithopter, which is being shaken every which way by the
おい
wind.
ルパン、列車まだ。たどり着く前に墜落しちゃうよ。
もうすぐだ。気合で乗り切ってくれ。
We hear the train's whistle from far off. A tiny light shines ahead of the dark rails that must be the locomotive.
インピ、寄せられるか。
If you can't tell, it's a little hard.
やれるだけやってやるさ。
Impy goads the ornithopter into more speed, and little by little we begin to close in on the train. I hear the powerful noise of the engine. Finally, Impy draws the ornithopter parallel to the last train cars. However, we can't go further ahead.
連結機を破壊する車両はもっと先だ。インピ。
もう全力なんだよ。列車についてくのがやっとなんだっつーの。
As they go back and forth, I hear a gunshot from within the train. That was Van Helsing's shotgun.
どうやらまだ敵が残ってる
I
みてえ
can't
だ
hear
な。
anything.
仕方ねえ。インピ、できるだけ先の車両へつけてくれ。あとはこ。
分かったよ。こうなったら秘密兵器を
Turbo
お披露目してやる。
Impy presses a button on the control stick, and an incredible blast of steam shoots out of the rear of the ornithopter. The ornithopter picks up speed, held by the force of the steam.
つってもすぐに限界だ。 頃合い見て飛び降りてくれ。
分かった。だがこの風じゃインピーの助けは期待できねえ。お前は
Yeah,
残
I
って
can
ろ。
tell. No, I'm coming with you. You need every last bit of help you can get. The way things are going, we're already short-handed, and you trained me. I promise I'll be useful.
言うじゃねえか。なら止めねえよ。ついてこい。
Strike team. Right. Lupin holds me tightly to him. I relax my body, trusting myself to his hands. Go on. Go on. I'm floating in the air, and in the next moment, we're on the roof.
風が収まったら迎えに行く。二人とも生きて戻れよ。
See ya! I waved to Impy as the Ornithopter flies away, then turned to look at
と
Lupin.
にかく列車内に移るぞ。上部を渡り歩くには風が強すぎる。
No, it
Manga
wouldn't be. Lupin quickly puts his ear against the train's roof.
足音からしてバンとフランじゃねえ。
Alright. Then,
ああ、奇襲するぞ。お前にも一人任せる。できる
oh hell yeah, I can. I'll break one of their necks. I mean, knock them out. I've got this. Lupin breaks one of the train windows, then slides into the car ahead of me. I follow him through a few seconds later. One of the Twilight soldiers is already on the floor. The other has his back towards me while he squares off against Lupin.
様、一体どこから。
Where do you think? Outside. The enemy hasn't noticed me. Now's my chance.
あ
Bam! I strike him as hard as I can from behind with my hand, and he falls to the floor, right in the back of the head.
見事なもんだな。戦闘訓練を受けてるとは聞いてたが、ここまでとは思わなかったぜ。
Just remember, you complained about Van Helsing. Thanks for distracting him. If I catch someone off guard, I can defeat anyone, even a giant.
バンの受け売りか。まったく。うちのお嬢様は頼もしい限りだよ。
True. Lupin checks out the train cars ahead.
計画は狂ったが、連結機を外さねえわけにはいかね
Yeah?
え。このまま車両内を進んで、長のいる車両の手前で屋根に登る。足音を立てずに移動できるか。
Yeah, I specced out into that. Of course I can. You made sure I learned it how.
いい返事だ。
Let's go, Lupin. I set off running, but Lupin grabs my arm.
待て。後部座席に誰かいる。おい、そこにいるのは誰だ。
Lupin shouts toward the last row of seats, and a figure rises from behind them.
ほう。私の気配に気づくとは。
Oh, we're screwed.
なるほど。どうやら話に聞いたよりずっと目ざといようだ。
I don't recognize the man, but I've heard that voice before. Did you bump into Lupin back at the station? Wow, who would have guessed? It was a setup. He was listening.
ずいぶんと覚えが良いのだね、お嬢さん。
Every time.
その通りだよ。あの時はぶつかってしまってすまなかった。
It's like he was listening to the plan.
黄昏の関係者じゃねえな。何者だてめえ。
私の名はエルロック・ショルメ
Oh,
ル。
no!
以後、お見知りおき。
Not Herlock. Herlock Sholmes. A young man claiming to be a humble detective. However, his keen insight and eye for detail far greater than the average person's. Herlock Sholmes?
ここで出会ったのは偶然か必然か。
Sholmes.
駅で出会った際に君たちの様子から事件の匂いを嗅ぎ取ってしまってね。
Yeah. What gave that away?
話を聞いてみれば実に驚いた。なんとも大胆な誘拐を企んでいるじゃないか。
That's why we shouldn't talk about our plan in daylight. Lupin, come on, man.
へえ。俺たちの会話を盗み聞いたってか。
You were.
そいつはおかしいな。これでも最大限警戒してたつもりだがな。
He just happened to avoid you noticing him.
盗みの特技を持つ者が自分一人だと考えているなら、それはおごりというものだよ。
True.
アルセーヌ・ルパン。
正体までお見通しかい。怖いね。
多少なり犯罪学に興味を覚えている人間なら君の名を知らぬ者はいないさ。泥棒紳士。
Yeah, you have a healthy interest. The man calling himself Sholmes looks at us as if he can see through everything. Who are you?
私かい？私はしがない探偵だよ。
Troll.
探偵。要するに一般人じゃねえか。おい、俺たちの邪魔をするな。時間がねえんだ。お前の。
そうも言っていられないさ。犯罪の発生を目の当たりにしたなら、それを止めるのは探偵の役目だろう。
Is it really a crime?
申し訳ないが、私は君を捕まえなければならない。
Try. As he says this, he takes a fighting pose. It's nothing grandiose, he simply thrusts his left hand forward, but it makes him a completely different person. I can tell from Van Helsing's training, this Sholmes is very
おと
strong.
なしくしてくれれば、私も手荒な真似はしないと誓うがね。
Sorry, there's very few people I surrender to.
ご忠告ありがとうよ。
You don't fit that description.
俺たちにも引けない事情があってね。少し眠ってな。
Lupin points his walking stick at the man, and smoke spews from the tip. One of Lupin's beloved getaway gadgets. Despite its simple appearance, it has a number of functions. Oh, cool. In a matter of seconds, a cloud of white smoke has swallowed Sholmes. Is that Victor's anesthetic? Lupin grins in response. Even a small whiff of this is enough to bring you to your knees. If he breathes in too much at once.
そうはいかない。
Sholmes' hand reaches out from the cloud, and Lupin jumps back just in time. When the smoke clears, Sholmes is standing there, looking as calm as ever. What? How?
はあ？なんで動けるんだよ。そんな生優しい薬じゃねえぞ。
I've done more drugs than you could imagine, kid.
駅で君が一度ステッキで床を打つ音を聞いた。
Nice.
音の反
Man.
響の仕方でステッキに何らかの仕掛けがあることに気がついた。最初はナイフでも仕込んであるのかと思ったが、音の雰囲気からしてそれは違う。中に空洞がある。おそらくガスが
I
詰まっている
fucking
のだ。
hate it. Ah,
加えてアルセーヌ・ルパンは
Not again.
紳士的な回答で有名だ。となれば
Lupin,
人を傷つける
carry a
べきでは
gun or
あるま
knife
い。
now.
おそらく煙幕。それも揮発性のしびれ薬。私は薬学にも多少明るくてね。
Oh
仕掛
my
けが
God.
分かっていれば身を守るのは簡単だ。即席の中和剤を染み込ませたハンカチで顔を覆ってやり過ごしてしまい。おや、いないな。
ご考説ありがとうよ。おかげで逃げる暇ができたぜ。
Cool story, bro. You can keep telling that to the chair. Lupin and I were already running towards the car
な
ahead
る
of
ほ
us.
ど。チャンスを見逃さない洞察力は素晴らしい。
Nice, man.
だが
Please tell us in detail what the neutralizing agent is. Lupin suddenly trips and his mask falls to the ground.
お、なんだ。
Lupin, there's a string around your feet. The sparkling thin string extends all the way back to Sholmes' hand. This dude.
君は自分に
Flexing.
自信がありすぎるな。だからこそこんな低俗な技にかかっても気がつかない。
Go away! I don't like you. You're bullying.
てめえ、いつの間に。
When the smoke was there.
君が先ほど兵士たちと戦ってい
Oh,
る
never
間にね。この車両に警備の兵しかいないと考えた時点で君の負け
Oh,
と
when he
いう
was
わ
staring
けだ。
down the other soldier after he knocked one out. Sholmes begins to wind the string towards it and dragging Lupin across the floor. Bye!
うわ、雲かてめえは。
最近の探偵はね、大道芸のような技術もなければ
Silly guy.
犯人を捕まえられないのだよ。
Lupin. Without thinking, I pull off my glove and grab the string with my bare
お嬢
hand.
さんやめておいた方がいい
Shut up!
君
I'm not using my strength. Oh,
ほう
god damn it.
これは予想がつかなかった
Fuck.
君には何か秘密がありそうだね
Can I get a log? Thank you. Smoke rises from the string in my hand as it melts, disappearing like a snowflake. Lupin had been sliding across the floor this whole time. Comes to a stop.
ほう
Need the sound now.
これは予想がつかなかった君には何か秘密がありそうだね
It's none of your business. I put my glove back on and glare at him.
そうかそれは残念しかしどちらにせよ
くそ、なんつう厄介な野郎だ。
Lupin starts whispering to me.
カルディア、お前は屋根に戻って風に煽られないようにじっとしてろ。その
Eventually.
うちインピーが助けてくれる。
Isn't that leaving you to die? Well, get captured. Same thing.
俺のことは心配しなくてもいい。
Okay. I can't do that. Van Helsing and Victor are still fighting, and Sholmes here is tough. If the leader's personal guards head this way, for some reason, you'd be blocked in by on both sides. I have to worry about you.
正しい状況分析だな。
I'll break the connector on my own, then we can pull the train car to the line. And that will cause the car to slow down, making it easier for MP to come pick up everyone. Are we all gonna fit? This way we all have the best chance of making it out alive. You already understand that, don't you?
任せていいのか。
Duh. Yes, you've taught me all the skills I need.
二人で内緒話のつもりかい
Shut up, Sholmes.
あいにくだが私には筒抜けだよそれにしてもあの悪名高いルパンに弟子とはね随分と可愛らしい弟子もいたものだ
可愛いだけだと思ったら痛い目見るぜ。まあもっともその前にお前は俺に痛い目を見せられるんだがな。
As Lupin says this, he throws a flash grenade toward Sholmes. I start to run and don't stay to see what happens next. I'm worried about Lupin, but I need to take care of my own task. I leave the train car. The window of the door to the next car is covered by a thick black curtain. I can't see inside, but that means that whoever's in there can't see me either. I carefully climb the ladder of the roof. Yeah, but you'll be able to hear that shit. The wind outside is so strong, and with those train speed, I might be blown right off the roof if I'm not careful. In the howling wind, with my clothes being pulled about, I start making my way across the roof. I have to use all of the skills I've learned to head to the other side of the next car without making any careless noises. I somehow make it to the connector. It looks like I'll be able to take care of this before we reach the track switch. Right before I attach the device, sudden curiosity makes me turn around. There are no black curtains over the window on this side of the car, and I can see into the interior. But... What? There's nobody in the car we're supposed to disconnect. Did Lupin get the wrong car? There's no way. No, Sholmes just told them to move. At that moment, I feel something hard pressed against my temple. I slowly look up and see a man standing there.
手を頭の後ろで組みたまえ。
Alright.
抵抗しなければ。
You're not gonna see me resist. I obey him, moving slowly. He orders me to walk, and the two of us slowly enter another train car, not the one Lupin and I had planned to disconnect. Oh, there's so many guards. There are almost a dozen soldiers in here. If I had to take on this number of guards by myself, there's no way I could win. Don't give up, look for an opportunity. That's how Lupin had taught me to think when caught in a situation like this. Thanks to his lessons, I was able to calmly observe my surroundings without panicking. Nobody utters a word, the only sound is the rattle of the train along the tracks. I wonder what happened to the others. Did my failure put them all in danger? As I'm thinking this.
君は随分と静かなのだね。
Oh, you're talking? Several Twilight soldiers stand around me as I sit in the narrow passage, my legs tucked beneath me. The man who captured me is smiling at me in a calm manner that seems oddly out of place in this situation.
一介の少女がこのような事態に巻き込まれた。
Shut the fuck up.
泣くかわめくか。多少騒がしいことを覚悟していたのだが、君は思いのほか肝が据わっているようだ。それとも恐怖で何も言えないのか？
Spit on him. I'm scared, but it's in times like this that I most need to remain calm.
なるほどなるほど。素晴らしい考えだ。うちの者たちに見習わせたいほどの落ち着きようだ。やはり君は特別な存在ということか。我々にとっても、彼にとっても、そしてこの世界すべてにおいても。
Him, the world. What is he talking about? I open my mouth to ask, but I'm cut off by a voice coming from behind the man.
余計なことを言わないでくれるかな、アレスター。
Wait, how the fuck did you get in
おや、
back there?
この老いぼれから話す楽しみを取り上げるとは、愛も変
Or
わ
at
ら
least
ず
it sounded like
ひどい仕打ちだ。
Frankenstein. The man referred to as Alistair chuckles to himself and moves aside. The person standing behind him is not Frankenstein? Okay. Sounded like him.
やっと会えたね、姉さん。
What? The speaker is a young boy sitting on an armrest of one of the train seats. His hair is white, golden color. His eyes are jade, each a different shade. His voice is as cold as ice, and he turns a thin smile towards me. Sister, who are you?
そうか。僕がわからないのも無理はないよね。姉さんは昔からずっと眠っていたんだし。目が覚めたのもつい2年ほど前だものね。
No.
でもほら、知識はあるでしょ、姉さん。
By the way, the two like green dots on his forehead, that's gonna be like the little gem thing in his head too, right? I'm sure he has the exact same stuff.
僕たちは同じ人を父親に持っているんだよ。
Yeah?
それを聞けば、僕があなたを姉と呼ぶ理由くらいすぐにわかるんじゃない？
Sister, that means we must be related by blood. And he has a connection with my father. Well, he just said he was from him. Could it be? Are you my younger brother? The boy nods, satisfied.
そう、
Finis.
僕はあなたの弟だよ、姉さん。名はフィーニスとい
What name's
う。そして、僕は今、
Oh.
姉さんたちが探していた
Oops.
黄昏の長という役職を務めている。
I really was expecting the other guy. How can you be my brother?
嘘はついていないよ。間違いなく僕はあなたの弟だ。
Dad's dead?
たった一人。
I'm so surprised I forget to breathe. I can't believe I have a brother. And that the sibling sitting right in front of me is the Twilight Commander. Who could have imagined?
アイザック・ベックフォード。父様の意志を継ぐ子供。それが僕と、そしてあなた
Who's
なん
the
だ。
mother? For either of us. We'd inherit his dreams? I can't help but repeat what he said.
驚かせたかな。まあそうだよね。自分を狙う組織の頂点が自分の弟だなんて聞いたら誰でもそうなるよ。それで姉さんは僕に聞きたいことがあるんでしょ？なぜ自分が黄
Why so
昏
much
と
because
いう
of
組
you?
織に狙われるのか。胸に埋まるホロロギウムとは何なのか。どうして自分には2年分の記憶しかないのか。自らの体に救う毒とは一体何なのか。そしてその猛毒を取り除くことはできるのか。
How did he know?
どうして おかしなこと。姉さんたちは僕を罠にはめようとしてたんだろうけど、
Fucking Uno reverse.
実のところ罠にはめたのは僕たちの方なんだよ。
I'd like to just point out I disagreed with this plan.
今日この列車に僕が乗るという情報を姉さんたちの手に届くところにばらまいた。
I will take my victory lap.
少しだけ警備の情報に嘘を混ぜてね。
I don't know why you would assume that it wouldn't be a lot of security.
僕もいい加減姉さんに会いたくてね。餌をまいてここに誘い込んだというわけ。
Oh, what the? He looks way different standing up.
一度にたくさんのことを聞いて混乱した。
Like, way different.
大丈夫だよ。
Maybe he doesn't have the gym
Atode.
thingy.
ゆっくり聞かせてあげる。ここでは姉さんもくつろげないだろうからね。アレスタ、姉さんは確保できた。そろ
They're
そろ
gonna
行くとしよ
deconnect
う。
the back of the train. A dull explosion shakes me to the core, and the man who had me at gunpoint earlier
こちらも
nods.
これで終わったところだ。
I turn back and see the train car behind us falling behind, getting farther away. This means that I've been isolated from Lupin and the others.
これでもう邪魔が入ることはない。